Hey! It's been a while since I did one of these now, hasn't it? So you're probably wondering by the title, what's so big and important? Well, many things. I turned 20 last year, and fug, how do I explain this? It's about time I get started on my future. Since 2012, I've been doing nothing but 3D modeling in my house. Literally. That's all I've been doing. Over 1,000 models made, 1,000 models ported, not saying 2,000, blah 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 blah. What I'm trying to imply is I'm ready to do some bigger stuff. What do I mean? Well, if you noticed by my last update video, I said that I've been working on a reboot of the Brewster and Lilac series, and you saw, or no, the video with the mummy, the guy in the purple robe, and the somewhat, as I like to refer to him, as a mole-claw, mole-like creature. Yeah, that series did not take off. Problem is, I did not have any motivation to do it, no matter what. I I really don't understand. But from that aside, I decided to cancel that and just merge them with the Brewster and Lilac series. One point in my life. Speaking of that, I am working on a new episode of that. I kind of scrapped the other ones. I had like 4 different projects done. Four. 4 different projects for the Brewster and Lilac series. 3 of them the same plot actually. Even the same antagonists, protagonists, etc. Even somewhat new, somewhat old characters. But I just lost so much motivation. I decided, you know what? Fuck it, and I scrapped the entire thing. And again 4 times, but I decided that's enough. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna deal with the crap anymore. So I stopped procrastinating. The weird thing is that I never procrastinated with models, only with videos, and I have no idea why. Because I can get videos done a lot quicker than I can models. Well, video scenes, obvious. Last month I was working on the Brewster and Lilac series from the beginning of January 6th, I think. But due to recent events, I kind of lost 30% of my work, and I've been kind of on hiatus. But that aside, I decided also that I'm going to give you a little history of how I started. Like, not too much in my detail. If I ever do one of those draw my life videos or something like that, because I honestly can't draw for shit except textures, but I can't. I honestly can't. I can't do shit like this. I can't do stuff like this. Oh, also thanks to Alex Chosen, I will link his channel in the description because why not? For this awesome clay figure of one of my characters redesigned, which you'll see coming up. That aside, so what else? So I was saying. Sorry, a little tongue tied. So I was saying, I decided to not only reinvent the Brewster and Lilac series, but I'm gonna change some things. Like, I'm not. I mean, I used, as you can see, I'm still, Brony and whatnot. But I designed the Brewster character, the little midget bat, or as I like to call him, Lil Bat, to be kind of a X's Brony. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought to myself actually 2 hours into making this video, why the fuck did I make him have so much Brony shit? It's like I'm watching the, but that's not the point. Point is I'm reinventing my channel, I'm reinventing my life. I did not grow up so successfully, I'll just say that. I mean, it's true. I have like nearly 400 subscribers. I have a lot of followers for my models in the Steam Workshop. But I did not start out exactly good. But then again, nobody does. But in fact, I kind of started out infamous. take it back to 2012, January something. I started asking for help from my friend to learn how to 3D model port, and he introduced me to Milkshape. Now, this guy who I met was a really nice guy. I met him long before. You might recognize him. He's the creator of the Digimon pack from the Gary'sMod.org website. Not the workshop one. That's kind of mostly mine, with the few exceptions of a couple of my friends, including the guy at Litronom. He is also a great guy. He's up to his shit as well. Trust me, he's really amazing. So, I asked him to help me make a model because I wanted to do so much. I like to play around my ragdolls like I like to play with my toys, talking through them and such. But we all have our little weird stuff, but you gotta admit, it was well worth it. So I started off simple, slow. I took the model from a models research of King Bulblin from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and he taught me how to port it. And, well, obviously some shit kind of goes a little unresolved. And by unresolved, I mean, well, models. The first ever model I still ported still has a bit of a broken arm and shit. And the first test obviously didn't do well, but again, trial and error. Nobody starts off perfect. But a little before that, a little before I became a 3D modeler, you might recognize. Well, probably not, because this is kind of buried under deep shit. I created a structure when it was still Garry's Mod 12 and not Garry's Mod 13. Back in 2011, 12, I guess, I forgot. And I'll probably remember once I find the video on YouTube, because I kind of disconnected I kind of got a new channel because some asshole hacked my old account back in 2011, I think. I don't know when it was, okay? It was around. It was the reason I couldn't get some shit. Anyways, it was a structure, and I got anything but positivity from it. I really did. Everybody hated it, and I'm thinking to myself, I just wanted to contribute. Seriously, I've never. I'm not gonna lie, I was like 15 or 16 when I made that thing, and I cried like I was like 8 years old because I was so sensitive. But nowadays I'm not. But I'm thinking to myself, I do everything I could to make contributions, and this is the thanks I get. And so, after the release of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, I saw Skirbo, the pirate, and I'm thinking, man, I want this guy in Garry's Mod. And then, soon enough, I asked my friend Litronom to get him into Garry's Mod, and I did. I got him in Garry's. He got me. He got it in Garry's Mod. This one, not me, I'm silly. And so later on, he retired. Back in January now. That's when I asked him to teach me, blah blah blah, ported Lord Bulblin. And now here's where the infamy comes in. I kind of was an asshole because I had so much in my life that just gave me negativity, irony. I'm like wanting to be very positive and donating, and honestly, I was a huge prick. I really was, and I apologize to everybody I've been ever an asshole to, and I say this a lot, even to know everybody keeps forgiving me, but I just can't get over it. I really can't. I'm the type of person that just can't let go of things from their past. No matter what I do, the shame of me being an asshat, the shame of me, quote-unquote, butchering Pokemon models will live with me. But eventually, I kind of did get over that. Well, not all of it. So as I was making more and more add-ons, people did start liking them, and that brought me joy. And starting in like early 2013, I started making my own custom models. And then eventually I kind of lost a friend and gained 2 enemies because my childish behavior, and another thing. Also, this friend did not become an enemy. He just, well, he did despise me afterwards. But later on, another, well, former friend of mine helped me get him back, which is great. I appreciate that, by the way. I still do, even if I don't like you anymore. If you watch this, but yeah. What else? Later on, I became one of the like top. I don't want to, you know, put myself on the high horse or something or whatever that saying is, but I became one of the top ones. Like I know that a lot of people look up to me. A lot of people. I wouldn't say I'm like APOC Hedgie or Mr. Braun level, but I'm like somewhere below, slightly below. But either way, people like my stuff, and I like giving stuff to people. That's all that matters. Those custom models I did eventually were scrapped by me. I mean, I still have them in my folders, but I just started disliking them because even I started hating how they looked. I mean, to be fair, I did kind of remade a couple in 2016, but whatever. I mean, then of course, one sec, I need a drink. Then I met a lot of good video people. I met awesome people like Mr. Benio. I met Patrick, the Polish soldier with the robot chicken hat on the Garry's Mod community. I met a lot of nice people. They all like my stuff. I like their stuff, and so on. And during that time, I was happy, but I always had felt incomplete. Like, you know what? This is what my life is like every day. I wake up, I check my blood with one of these things because I'm diabetic. I take pills because I also have seizures. I go on my computer, usually with the shade down, usually with the door shut because, well, that's a comfort issue, and personally, I don't like looking at stormy weather, so I only open my shade when it's sunny, of course. That's not why I'm pale as fuck, by the way. That's because I'm Irish, or part Irish. So, as time gone on, my life has been doing the same thing over and over. I've just been getting up, doing all that stuff I just mentioned, going onto my computer, 3D model porting, day on, day on, night, day in, day night. What up? And going to sleep. Yeah, every day for a couple years because, to be honest, I did not like how my life was going. I mean, think, yeah, I live with my dad and my brother and my dad's girlfriend, but it's just not easy. Like, I mean, of course, I live in like a nice home. I live in a nice environment, and everybody in my house is nice. But the only downside is how I truly am on the inside. I mean, like I said, I appreciate my life. I appreciate everything, but I just never feel happy sometimes because of all the stuff that has been going on in my life that was negative. I know. I always say to my friends, focus on the positivity, not the negativity. And yet, here I am focusing on the negativity. Irony. I don't mean to. It's just how I am. I try not to get people the way I am. You know, being so dark and so dead inside. I'm trying to become positive. And ever since 2017, I've started. I mean, with 2016, obviously, everybody's watching this. You got to agree, 2016 was the worst year. It was, no doubt, the worst year. I don't get, with all the terrorism, with all the violence, with all the stupid people, with all the Trump and political memes. Also, I'm not going to reveal what side I'm on. So, I could be Republican or I could be a liberal. Start a fight in the comment section, and yeah, I will block you. I will. I'm not even joking. I don't. I don't want to associate myself with politics anymore. With that said, let's move on. And now here we are in 2017. I've created a lot of models. I've even reworked some of my work like this, like this, like this. And you know what? I found it completely good. I started taking some spiritual techniques to help myself from being, more positive, and it's actually been working. And as I said, for 2016, I mean, not 2016, the early of 2017, I did started my new Brewster and Lilac series. And of course, I lost the footage after I started an account on TurboSquid and started to sell my first model, which I will leave in the description. But I don't think it'll be so. It's worth interesting. It's not. It's not dirty or anything. It's just a stupid model of a meme I like. Motherfucking god. Okay. 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 Now that's done. Okay. All right. With that said, now. Okay. Sorry about that. Now with that said, now for something really important, the most important of them all. As I said earlier, I wanted to start my future with something new, something special. So that's why I've created a Patreon account in my in the description down below as well, because I want to be an artist. I don't have a. I used to want to be a game designer, but all I want to do is just be a designer. And I don't like leaving my house. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like the stereotypical gamer, just like have the lights off and on all day, blah blah blah. But I just like don't feel comfortable every time I leave my house. I don't know why. It's just like, even if I want to go somewhere, I'm like, all right, let's go. And then, it's 5 minutes after leaving my house, I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. Just a weird comfort issue I got. And I don't know why. But anyways, with all that, as I was saying now, I have a Patreon account to help me start my career. If you help me, I will help you. I am attempting to create a couple groups on Steam, but Steam wants to be a bit of a dick to me. I don't understand. They won't let me create two groups, but I'm trying to make filming and Patreon exclusive group. Two different groups, obviously. But what else? Sorry, I keep saying that stuff. It's just I'm very forgetful, so I'm trying to remember as much as I can. I kind of went in this video blind, if you get what I mean. But anyways. Okay, sorry. Some message I got. Anyways, with that said, I want to help people. I want to create more for the Garry's Mod community, but I can't do it without you guys. I mean, what I want to do is I want to get a head start on my future. I have no cash as of now for my Patreons, for my patrons and such. And of course, I want to, I want to make a living off doing all this. Now, like, I'm not saying I want like a handout or anything. I don't want like cash handed me for doing nothing. Or, I mean, I'm hardworking. It takes me almost 2 hours to make a model, but it takes me a week to make a project. And the difference is, like, if I could do, like, say, a model of, like, I don't know. When I first made a model of my knight, Bucky the Knight, when he was still in a clayish mode, it took me, like 1 hour to make the mesh and 30 minutes to actually rake him and such. But when I remade him with shaves, it took me, like, 2 hours to actually make completely. 2 hours each. Yes, 4 hours. When I was porting the Pikmin 3 project before I got some auto riggers, or I mean, before I got the skeletons actually working. It took me a while to figure out how to rig everything properly because I was still slightly bit of a novice in 2015. When it came to making the Dead Rising 2 models, or porting them, I mean. Porting, yes, that's the right term, porting. Porting the Dead Rising 2 models, God, that took, like, literally a year and a half to do. Seriously. I started the project, like, in October, but I didn't get it finished until, like, early last year's January, I think. Same for the Wario. Same for Wario World. Not all models are actually able to be ripped via file system and such. For a game like that, I had to go in and get literally every model and every treasure with like a snapshot like program. Like I got to capture a scene and everything. Oh, and here's the real kicker too about that. When I ported the treasures, I actually had to recollect them because of the pause menu being so skewed. I had to literally play the game twice to get every model. Of course, obviously I did not do the Black Jewel second time, but yeah. I've had so much stuff done. And I also see a lot of people thinking that either 3D modeling is easy or they can request anything they desire and it will just magically come to them. No. We creators, we YouTubers, we model porters, we model makers. So, some people don't even appreciate that. They don't give a shit what we do. They just ask and just assume we'll do it anyways. I even saw a comment the other day that really pissed me off, saying that somebody ordered one of my friends to do a model for them. Like, literally ordered it. He wasn't even, like, he said something like, I'm not asking you to, I'm ordering you to. And by that, I'm like, I hate people. I really do. So, yeah. All I want to do for my life, for the rest of my life, is just contribute to the Garry's Mod community. I grew up with Garry's Mod. I've been playing since the beginning of Garry's Mod. That's right. Why do you think I have so many hours on the Garry's Mod 13? If that's what they still call it, I don't fucking know. It's because I've been devoting my life to it. As strange as it sounds. I'm a creator. I play games like I play games like Little Big Planet. Yes. I do a lot of stuff that people don't realize. The closest things I want to do in my life is just create and just relax. I'm not the type of person that wants to go in an office or anything and just be like, shuffling papers or anything that's boring and such. In my opinion, being a self-employed person, that's quite fun. It really is. The only downside is you gotta put in a little extra hard work. But for a guy like me, I don't care. I've been doing this for like a long time. I mean, yeah, I'll have to leave my house now and then for certain projects, but hey, who gives a shit? Anyways, for like my last part of for the video, well, it's about like my Netflix turned off. Great, just great. Okay. For my last part of the video, I will be opening a filming group once Steam decides to get its head through that I am not in any more exceeded groups. And yeah, I will also be picking a few of my most closest friends to be in that group as admins. Remember to read the rules of the not the rules, the pledges of the Patreon thing, because trust me, it might be worth your while. It really might. Also, the custom monsters I made, like Bucky the Knight, yeah, those will never be up for grabs because they're my personal property. Only a few people I know are able to access them. And by few, I mean 1% of my friends. Not one person, but just very little people. And with that said, I love you all, and of course, stay tuned for the Brewster and Lilac series special reboot. Stay tuned for every model I port. I will leave, in case you're not in my group, I'll leave that in the description too, so that way you can keep up to date with what projects I'll be working on and such. So, with that said, I love you all.